Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Father Daniel Chavarria here with the Lions basketball coach John Spezia, here to talk to you about the Lions season so far, as La Salette's heading into their second tournament of the year, the Toyota of Danville Classic, hosted by St. Joe Ogden High School. Coach, maybe we could start off by just giving the fans some input in what you think of the Lions season so far, how we've done, and where we're at now, and where we hope to be going forward.
Well, thanks, Fossey. I know you've done a great job of getting this information out to parents. We think that's important. I know the Wilsons and the Dicers, you're a distance away, and some of the other families, and we really appreciate you watching and tuning in. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's painful. Believe me, I've sit and watched those videos. Sometimes I like to turn them off. So I understand where you're coming from. But the season itself, since we've gone into the IHSA and play state tournament play here in late February, we decided to go and beef up the schedule, and we decided to go and play at Schleiman. In the state of Illinois, you can play 31 games, but you got to count every game in the tournament. And with Schleiman, it was 5 games. Personally, I think that's a lot of games in 1 week for anybody. But since we're not in a conference, that's the route we had to go, at least this year. And we drew Bismarck, Henning, my alma mater, we went to school at, nephews and so forth, and they beat us by 20. And they've got a good basketball team. They're a 2A, we're a 1A, and there's 4 classes in the state of Illinois. So to kind of go next, I think we played Fountain Central out of Indiana. It's basically a 2A in Indiana. I think they beat us by 11, 12 points. And then we came back and played, I think it was St. Thomas More, who won the tournament 5-0 out of Champaign and played pretty well for a half. In fact, I think we led at halftime. Yep, and they came back and beat us, I think, 12-14 again. Then we played Milfordville High School I was at. And we beat them by 5, 50-45. We come back against Danville Schleiman and actually led at halftime. And just for whatever reason, I think a lot of it is because of the 5 games. We just didn't play very well the second half. A lot of it, I think, we had legs that were very tired, and Schleiman beating us 53-48. So we go 1-3 in the tournament. Now we got the St. Joe tournament coming up with. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th year we played in that tournament, and it's a very competitive one. We play Arthur Lovington. It's a co-op. Arthur's always been pretty good basketball in that area, and then we catch Georgetown, our rival, and that tournament, and then Watsika, the Watsika Warriors in it, and then whoever has best record moves into Saturday and play. So, all in all, it's a long season. We want to get in and play in the regional tournament and see what happens there. And we have scheduled a really good schedule. We got Watsika tournament coming up, and yet we have Danville second half of the season. It's a 3A. We got Paris as a 3A. We got some other teams coming up. Olympia's a 3A. So our schedule is very competitive. We got some young guys that got to step up to the plate and get better.
And just so all of our viewers know, so the Lions are full-on IHSA member now, so we will play in the postseason in the regional tournament, and regardless of record, we'll be in the regional tournament. However, your wins and losses very much affect your seeding in the tournament, who you play and who you go up against early on, which the regional being a single-game elimination affair, you lose once, you're out. We obviously want to get the best seeding situation we can. But membership in the IHSA does not mean membership in a conference. You have to come into the conference. The conference has to take you in as a member, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. And we're working on that. We think the teams we play already, like Georgetown, Westfield, are in a conference. Christman's in a conference. Of Vermilion Valley. Of course, we play Schleiman in a tournament. Bismarck's in that same league, so is Watsika. Hoops and so forth. So there's a chance we may be able to get in that league eventually. I think people more accept it. We're now full membership in 1A, and it's not just basketball. It's for chess. It's for cross country team. Did a nice job. Got in the regional and got to the sectional. So there's a lot of things for it. Even the crazies have a chance to win some awards in the IHSA. By the way, December 11th, big one. Craig Anderson, the executive director of the Illinois High School Association, is going to be here for that game on the 11th against Clifton Central, an afternoon game. So we've got some other things planned. So you want to make sure you watch that, and he'll explain a little bit about, what the IHSA is about. But it is a big deal, and the state tournament is back in the Champaign-Urbana, and the I call it the Assembly Hall, but actually it's the State Farm Center. So it's all exciting for us, and I'm very happy we were able to do that.
And speaking as a fellow Illinois guy, I also call it Assembly Hall because it was called Assembly Hall for years before the name changed. Okay, well, we look forward to be able to host you all on the broadcast throughout the St. Joe Ogden tournament. The Lions' first game is the one that you're about to watch, which is at 6:30 p.m. against Arthur Lovington. It will be a very tough opponent, and we invite you to tune into that. And on that broadcast, we'll give you information of the games going forward. And, of course, you can always look at the Academy website, lasalette.net, and you'll have the full schedule of games up on our school website. So thanks very much for listening and watching our interview, and we look forward to bringing you Lions action. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting evening of La Salette basketball. This is Father Daniel Chavarria bringing you the La Salette Lions opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic, hosted by St. Joseph Ogden Academy. I'm bringing you this game in conjunction with my broadcasting partner and statistician expert, Mr. Joe Mackin. How are you doing tonight, Joe?
I'm doing awesome, Father. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited to see how the Lions are going to come out here tonight. I'm not entirely sure what to expect. It was kind of a rough go at the Schlarman Hilltopper tournament, but I guess we're going to see what the Lions bring tonight. I think it's been a slow start to the season, but I definitely think that they know what they've got to do to come out and win tonight, so hopefully we can see them come out and do that.
And I hope you're right. I hope everybody enjoyed that interview clip we had with Lions head coach John Spezia as sort of an introduction to this tournament. Tonight's action, we'll see La Salette Academy going up against Arthur Lovington. Arthur Lovington has only had one game so far in this 2021-2022 season, in which they defeated Sullivan 68-46. As you can see on the broadcast, the opening lineups are now set to be announced. La Salette, being the visiting team, will have their players announced first, beginning with number 10, senior guard and captain Stephen Deister, followed by number 11, another senior guard, Joe Martin, and his brother, number 15, Eamon Martin, who has played his way into the starting lineup. Number 22, Derwin Wilson, senior forward, and number 24, senior guard, Joe DeArtola. The Lions are, of course, coached by John Spezia with the assistance of Father Carlisle. For the Knights, coming off of their victory against Sullivan, we have senior guard number 1, Reggie Edmonds. Number 3, a junior, Wyatt Hilligoss. Number 21, senior forward, Trey Wardrip. Another forward, number 23, also a senior, Quentin Day. And number 24, a junior, Caden Fagan. Both teams are getting prepared for the opening lineup. As we already mentioned, La Salette comes into this tournament with a rough go of it at the Schlarman Hilltopper Classic, losing their opening game to Bismarck Henning 69-49, and then to Fountain Central 46-57. They followed that up with a 44-60 loss to St. Thomas More, and then in action this past Saturday, La Salette defeated Milford 50-45, but fell in the last game to Schlarman Academy 53-48, a loss in which the Lions were led by 17 points from senior guard Stephen Deister. Arthur Lovington controls the tip and works the ball around. Ball tipped and nearly stolen there. Lions exerting their signature pressure man-to-man defense with Derwin Wilson hassling Reggie Edmonds at the top of the key. That's a drive by number 23, Quentin Day, quite a bit of contact on the drive, but he traveled before that happened, so the ball will be turned over to the Lions, and Deister will trot it into the front court. We see the Arthur Lovington Knights coming out in a man-to-man defense, so the Lions will run their motion offense. The ball swung around to Wilson and into the corner to DeArtola. Ball is out to Eamon Martin, whose triple is up and no good. Rebound controlled by number 24, Caden Fagan, whom, as Mr. Mack and I were commenting before tip-off, definitely looks like he plays football. Ball's in the corner, and the three-pointer is up and good by Reggie Edmonds, number 1. That's the first basket of the ball game. Deister drives the lane in response, but Eamon Martin was unprepared for the pass. However, no harm, no foul, as Arthur Lovington is unable to convert on the other end. Deister drives the paint and is fouled by Fagan. A foul that will send him to the line for 2.
Caden Fagan, his first, team's first. Stephen Deister at the line, shooting 2.
Deister's an excellent free throw shooter, but his first attempt rattles in and out, no good. He'll wait for the second. Second one is good, so now the lead is cut to 3-1. Arthur Lovington. La Salette showing a little token pressure on the inbounds pass. Number 23, Quentin Day, controls the ball before getting it to the scorer, Reggie Edmonds. Number 21, Trey Wardrip, drives the lane and finishes over the defender. 5-1, Arthur Lovington, with 6.5 minutes to go in our first quarter of play. La Salette moving it on offense. Very fortunate there to get the pass off cross court. However, Joe Martin's initial shot of the game is no good. Arthur streaks the other way, losing the man on defense there, which will extend Arthur Lovington's lead to 7-1. La Salette with Joe DeArtola, senior leader on the team, controlling the ball at the top of the key, trying to calm things down and look for an open Lion. Ball is nearly stolen by number 1 Edmonds. But La Salette able to regain possession of the ball and work it around on offense. Martin under heavy pressure there, gets the ball off to Wilson. Wilson gets it inside to a cutting Deister, but he's surrounded by 2 Arthur Lovington Knights who take the ball from him and work it the other way. Number 24, Caden Fagan, controls it inside and is bumped by Joe DeArtola. Fagan made the hoop, but the foul occurred before he got into his shooting motion. So there will be an inbounds for Arthur Lovington underneath the basket. Number 13, Matthew Romero, checking into the game for number 15, Eamon Martin. Pass goes to Fagan off the inbounds, who is able to climb the ladder over the smaller Lions and score another hoop. 9-1, Arthur Lovington. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Deister drives the lane. His shot is up and no good. Number 21, Wardrip with the rebound. Ball comes the other way. This current format for the Toyota of Danville Classic, hosted here at St. Joe Ogden High School, features 2 pools of play. As we see a bucket there from number 3, Wyatt Hilligoss. 11-1 now, Arthur Lovington. Features 2 pools that will play kind of a round-robin format, each team getting 3 games. Skip pass to Joe Martin, who knocks down the 3. A much-needed bucket for La Salette. Now the lead is 11-4 Arthur Lovington, with around 4 minutes to go in our first half. Ball is kicked around to Edmonds, who is left open. Thankfully, the shot bottles in and out, no good. Fagan with the rebound and puts it up and in. Fagan is a big boy. It's going to be hard for the smaller Lions to defend him around the hoop. Joe Martin wants to push the issue on offense and gets to the bucket. He's fouled before he can get there.
Fouls on the ninth, number 21, Trey Wardrip.
That foul will be on number 21, Trey Wardrip. There's a pause in the action for the official mask timeout. Since the players are asked to wear face coverings during the game, there's an additional timeout, official timeout, being called every quarter to give the guys a chance to breathe. As I was just saying, there are two pools of play here at the Toyota of Danville Classic, with each team in each pool getting to play 3 games in a round-robin format before advancing to playoff basketball, in which they'll be seeded against the corresponding team from the other pool. So the 2 top teams from each pool will play each other. In La Salette's pool, we have Georgetown Ridge Farm Buffaloes, the Watseka Warriors, La Salette Lions, and Arthur Lovington Knights. In the opposite pool, we have Cissna Park, St. Joe Ogden, Danville Schlarman, and Oakwood. In the first game of the tournament and the first game of the other pool, which tipped off this evening at 5 p.m., Oakwood took down Schlarman 50-41. In the game after this one, with a tip-off at 8 p.m., we'll see Cissna Park facing off against hosts St. Joe Ogden. Off of the inbounds pass, the ball goes off of DeArtola and out of bounds. Arthur Lovington will bring it down the court. That's a basket cut by number 21, Trey Wardrip, who finishes at the hoop. 15-4, 11-point lead for Arthur Lovington. Ball worked around. DeArtola controls it at the top of the key, tests the middle of the court, and works it around to Wilson in the corner to Matt Romero. Top of the key to Joe Martin. Miscommunication with Steven Deister, who started a back cut, and Martin threw it to where he was, not where he was going. That turnover on the play will see Arthur Lovington basketball. Number 1, Reggie Edmonds, dribbling it across midcourt. Ball skipped to Wardrip. Defended by Matthew Romero, now to Edmonds, guarded by Joe Martin. Edmonds takes him off the dribble and kicks it to the corner. That's number 21, Wardrip, for 3. 18-4 now, 14-point lead for Arthur Lovington. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Romero in the corner tries a triple of his own, and that splashes home. We've seen surprise performances going into the year for the La Salette Lions, both from Eamon Martin and Matt Romero. Martin being a sophomore and Romero a junior, being able to come off of the bench and give some valuable minutes to help out the Lions. Trey Wardrip going the other way, answers right back with a 2-pointer. And so it will be 20-7, Arthur Lovington, with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Martin takes number 24, Caden Fagan, off of the dribble. Martin crashes the court after making the layup, with Fagan landing on top of him. That we'll see the trainer come out to give Joe Martin some attention. Seemed to land awkwardly there. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Both teams will clear the floor to go to their benches. And we'll see how serious this injury to Joe Martin is. Remembering back to the last time the Lions were in this tournament, there was a injury sustained by senior guard Thomas Bronner, which greatly impacted the Lions' season. He was out for the remainder of the year, just played very little bit at the end. Hopefully, we won't have the same situation with Joe Martin, who's a senior starter and a very valuable member of this La Salette Lions squad. Martin is up and able to walk off of the court unassisted, which is a very good sign. Encouragement being given by the Arthur Lovington coach there to Martin. Martin will take a breather on the bench, and we'll see number 32, Charles Prather, a sophomore, check into the game. Prather also is seeing quite a bit of action for La Salette, starting a couple basketball games for the Lions and coming off the bench in others. He'll be matched up against a substitute for Arthur Lovington, number 4, Jace Parsons. Arthur works it around. Edmonds gets a look for 3, and he nails that. Edmonds knocks down his second three-pointer of the ball game. Thought it was 3 threes, but I guess it's only 2. So he has 6 points. 23-9, Arthur Lovington. Lions work it around. Deister gets it to the top of the key to Romero. Oh, needed that one. Romero's three-pointer is no good. However, La Salette controls the offensive rebound. D'Artola dribbling it at the top of the key. Coach Spezia decides that he's seen enough and calls the Lions over to the bench to discuss matters with them. Trailing 23-9 to the Arthur Lovington Knights with 1 minute and 18 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. It's just a 20-second timeout, so that's over and done with very quickly. Officials coming over to tell their respective teams that we need to take the floor again and get back to it. It will be La Salette basketball underneath the Arthur Lovington hoop. La Salette Lions trailing 23-9. Oh, no, sorry. That's a sideline out of bounds from the La Salette Lions, trailing 23-9 to the Arthur Lovington Knights with just about a minute to go in the first quarter. Steve Deister holds it on the wing and controls it. Matthew Romero almost loses the ball and then steps past his defender to score again. That's his second bucket of the quarter. Now the lead is 23-11, Arthur Lovington. Ball is kicked in the corner to Quentin Day, and he shuffles his feet before taking off to the bucket. So a traveling violation on the play will get the ball back to La Salette, now down 12, as the last minute ticks away in our first quarter of play. Opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic, hosted at St. Joe Ogden Academy. Your La Salette Lions trailing Arthur Lovington 23-11. Steven Deister drives and kicks to Prather. Prather shoots, shot is no good. Rebound goes to number 23, Quentin Day, who gets it up to Jace Parsons, whose shot is no good. But number 21, Trey Wardrip, timed his move to the basket perfectly to get the ball and put it up and in. So now 25-11. Arthur Lovington. Seconds tick away in the first quarter. Joe D'Artola drives the lane and misses everything. Quentin Day streaks the other way, gets the ball at the top of the key, and splashes home a three-pointer. The horn for the first quarter sounds, and not a very encouraging one for our Lions, trailing Arthur Lovington 28-11. Opening quarter of the Toyota of Danville Classic here at St. Joe Academy. As I can see, my broadcasting partner, Joe Mackin, is going to have some first quarter stats for us, as he is frantically ticking numbers and checking there. What do you got for us, Joe?
So, leading scorer for the Lions right now, it's tied between Romero and Martin, each with 5 points apiece. So, not looking too good for the Lions. The leading scorer is only with 5. Steven Deister, usually a very high scorer. I know he was the high scorer against Schlarman the last game with 17 points. He only has 1 point so far here in the first. Meanwhile, from Arthur Lovington, we see a completely different story. Number 21 is really tearing up the court here with 13 points. So, not a good sign here for the Lions being down by this much this early in the game, but let's hope that they can get back into it and make this a close ball game.
And Deister was a featured scorer for the Lions throughout the Hilltopper Classic, scoring 17 points in the opening loss to Bismarck-Henning, 11 points in the loss to Fountain Central, only 7 in the game against St. Thomas More. but 14 against Milford and 17 against Schlarman. That bucket was by, I didn't get a chance to see it, was by number 23, Quentin Day. So now the Arthur Lovington lead is 30-11. La Salette controlling the ball in the front court. D'Artola steps past his man. His shot is up and no good. The rebound is corralled by number 10, Cade Hirschberger, who brings it into the front court to Quentin Day, whose defender misses him. He's able to streak in and score the two. 32-11, Arthur Lovington. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Matthew Romero in the corner. His three-pointer is no good. Prather battles for the rebound and gets the roll, as it will be La Salette ball being inbound from underneath the basket. Joe Martin checks back into the game for Prather. Steven Deister throws in a long one from three. I was over Reggie Edmonds. Arthur Lovington comes back the other way. That's Deister's first field goal of the game. He had a free throw in the first quarter. Heavy defensive pressure coming from the Lions, trying to pin Arthur Lovington back and put pressure on the ball and hopefully get a steal. Arthur works it around. Ball is inside to number 10, Cade Hirschberger, who finishes over Derwin Wilson and draws the foul on Wilson. That will stretch the lead to 34-14, and that will be Wilson's first foul of the ball game. Prather checks into the game for Derwin. Free throw by Hirschberger is no good. Lions control the rebound, and Joe Martin brings the ball up the court. Martin in the corner to D'Artola on the baseline to Romero, who drives to the free throw line. Ball pinballed around in back in the corner to Romero, who drops home the three. That is Romero's second three-pointer and his third bucket of the game. He has 8 points, and that cuts into the Arthur Lovington lead. 34-17 now, Arthur Lovington, with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the first half. Number 23, Quentin Day, drove the baseline. Joe D'Artola stepped in front of Day, as D'Artola was doing all throughout the Hilltopper Classic, and draws the charging foul on Day. So now will be La Salette basketball coming the other way, with D'Artola dribbling it up, guarded by number 24, Fagan. La Salette hopefully picking up a little bit of momentum here. Ball's around to Deister. Pinball around to D'Artola. Kick back out to Deister, who shoots it over number 1, Edmonds. It's no good. Arthur Lovington controls the rebound and brings it back the other way, but Deister swipes it away from number 4, Parsons, drives the length of the floor, and finishes easily. Parsons did not see the smaller Deister jumping that passing lane. So now 34-19. Arthur Lovington with 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the first half of play.
In for the Knights, number 21, Trey Wardrip.
Ball is inbounded by Quentin Day. Over to Fagan in the corner. Rebounded by Fagan to Hirschberger to number 21, Wardrip. Wardrip loses control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds. So this will be La Salette basketball. Now 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go. 34-19, Arthur Lovington. Second quarter of play. La Salette's opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic here at St. Joe Academy. Oh, Martin gets the lane to the basket and drives in, but he cannot finish at the rim. Martin is a player that the Lions heavily rely on to put the ball in the hoop. And he has his performance has been off and on throughout this opening part of the year. Fagan controls the rebound on that missed shot and puts it back up and in. So now 36-19. Arthur Lovington. 3-ball in the corner from DeArtola is no good. Rebound by Wardrip. Wardrip comes into the front court and gets it to number 4. Parsons along the baseline, unimpeded, who scores the layup easily. Now 38-19. Arthur Lovington doubling La Salette's score in the second quarter of play. Martin negotiates his dribble on the wing for getting it to Deister. Deister dribbles in and throws it in the middle of a crowd of Arthur Lovington Knights. Number 24 comes the other way and tries to get the ball up to Fagan, but Lions defend that pass beautifully. And Deister brings it back the other way to Prather, who misses everything, tossing it off the backboard. Arthur Lovington Knights coming the other way. Quentin Day drives the hoop, draws the foul, and finishes at the rim. That foul will be on number 24, I believe, for the Lions. It is number 24, Joe DeArtola. That's his second foul of the ball game. And the Lions' fourth foul, I believe, of the half. Day will shoot the free throw and complete the three-point play. 41-19, Arthur Lovington, with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to play in this first half here at the first game of the Toyota of Danville Classic, St. Joe Ogden High School. This is the second game of the night, as the first game saw Oakwood take down Danville Schlarman, who had defeated the Lions in their final game of the Hilltopper Classic just last week. This is the second game, La Salette against Arthur Lovington, and the third game we'll see St. Joe Ogden take on Cissna Park. Lions pinball it around, get it up to the top. Martin in the corner to Wilson, to a cutting Martin. Swings it back out to Wilson. Joe Martin drives and kicks. Wilson gets freed up on the baseline, but doesn't go up with the basketball, and so he's trapped by Arthur Lovington. Now Daryl Wang, senior guard for the Lions, taking care of the ball at the top of the key. Pass from Martin to Prather gets stolen. Coming the other way, that's number 10, Cade Hirschberger, who scores. And Coach Spezia decides that he's seen enough with the Lions trailing 43-19. 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the second quarter of play. You see Lions junior forward, number 50, Gus Ball, getting ready to check into the game to give the Lions a little bit of size down in the post. Arthur Lovington has traditionally been a very strong program, small school program in Illinois. Last year finishing 8-1, I believe, in a truncated season. So program used to winning, used to doing things the right way. And they have definitely been taking care of business here early against the Lions. Blood will check into the game, and DeArtola will take a seat on the bench. So now for La Salette, we have Matthew Romero, Derwin Wilson, Gus Blood, Daryl Wang, and Joe Martin. While for the Arthur Lovington Knights, we have Jace Parsons, Trey Wardrip, Caden Fagan, number 10, Cade Hirschberger, and number I already said Wardrip, and number 1, Reggie Edmonds. La Salette controls the ball. Romero, top of the key to Daryl Wang, over to Joe Martin. Lions are, there we go. We get a ball reversal to Matt Romero, but his shot is blocked by number 1, Edmonds. Arthur Lovington takes the ball the other way. Number 4, Jace Parsons, his shot is up and good. 45-19. Seems that rim is just getting bigger and bigger for Arthur Lovington and smaller for La Salette. Daryl Wang with a 3. That's good. Hopefully that'll take the lid off of the rim. He splashes home a three-pointer from the wing. to bring the Lions total up to 22 points, so 45-22. Arthur Lovington. Just over a minute to go in the first half. La Salette defending in the half court. We'll see Arthur Lovington with a comfortable lead. They'll be in no hurry to shoot the basketball. Going to wait until they get a good look. Fagan steps past his defender off of a ball screen there and knocks home the jumper. 47-22 now, Arthur Lovington, as the seconds tick away from the final minute of the half. Darryl Wang in the corner. His pass is batted down. Joe Martin controls it at the top of the key now. 20 seconds to go about in the first half of play. Darryl Wang dribbles it up. Looks for a line to pass it to. Finally gets it to Joe Martin. Joe Martin brings the ball back up to the top. La Salette trying to control here for the last possession of the half. Gets it in the corner to Joe Martin, whose shot is up and batted out of bounds by Fagan. 3.5 seconds to go as Blaze Larona and Joe DeArtola check into the game for Derwin Wilson and Matt Romero. Lions will now run what will surely be the last play of the half. Ball to Wang. Ball back to DeArtola, whose shot misses everything. So that will bring our first half of play to a close. 47-22. Arthur Lovington enjoying the halftime lead over La Salette Academy. We will take a short break and then come back to you with the first half stats and the second half of play here at La Salette's opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic. Lions trailing Arthur Lovington 47-22. Welcome back for the second half of play here. La Salette's opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic at St. Joe Ogden Academy sees your Lions trailing the Arthur Lovington Knights by a score of 47-22. We're going to hear from Joe Mackin. Joe Martin's playing basketball. We're going to hear from Joe Mackin with the first half statistics. What do you got for us, Joe?
All right, Father. So the leading scorer here for the Lions off the bench here is Matthew Romero with 8 points. He's been coming off the bench hot in the last couple games for the Lions, and I don't think it'll be long before we see him in the starting lineup. We've got Steven Deister here, made a little bit more of a comeback, scored 5 in the second quarter, putting in with 6 so far in the whole game. In the first half. Other than that, nothing really notable to note for the Lions. However, for Arthur Lovington, we still have number 21 on top here with 13 points. Then we got some other players, number 23, 24 with 10 and 8 respectively. So, again, we see the scoring dispersed a lot for Arthur Lovington, but they're all high scorers, so that's why we see the 47 points so far here in the game from them.
And an interesting side story, I just heard from one of the Arthur Lovington fans that number 24, Caden Fagan, that's their big man, is quite the football player. So he played all sorts of positions for Arthur Lovington. He's a senior this year, and finishing his senior campaign, he has 5 Division I football scholarship offers, including offers from the University of Iowa and from Notre Dame University. So we'll probably be seeing Mr. Fagan out on the gridiron and maybe representing Mr. Joe Mackin's favorite team, the Fighting Irish. We said at the start of the broadcast, you take one look at him, you can definitely tell he's a football player, and that's been confirmed. So we're seeing a Division I athlete, Division I football athlete on the court today. Outside of Fagan, however, the Arthur Lovington doesn't physically really overpower the Lions. More or less of the same build and size, not too much bigger than La Salette. However, a very disciplined squad who has run their offense, played tough defense, and just really capitalized off of Lions' mistakes. Led, as Mr. Mackin pointed out, by number 21, Wardrip, in the scorer's column, but starting to spread the scoring around, just being content to take what the Lions' defense gives them. The Lions want to be careful this half that we don't let things get out of hand. We need to stop the bleeding here in the second half of play, and at least try to win out in a quarter against Arthur Lovington. It will be Arthur Lovington basketball to start off the second half of play as number 23, Quentin Day, waits to receive the ball from the ref. He inbounds it to number 1, Reggie Edmonds, and Edmonds will pass the ball into the front court to number 21, Wardrip, and he's guarded by number 3, Blaze Lerona, a Lions junior checking into the game. Shot is up and no good, but Lerona controls the rebound and throws it back to Arthur Lovington. He threw it over the head of the outlet pass. Lovington controls it in the front court. The ball to number 3, Wyatt Hilligoss, streaking to the basket. His shot is no good, but the follow by number 1, Edmonds, is up and good. That brings his point total to 8 in the ball game, and the Arthur Lovington Knights lead to 49-22. Pass tries to go from Daryl Wang to Joe Martin at the top of the key. Miscommunication there, sees the ball go out of bounds, and back to Arthur Lovington. Hilligoss passes it top of the key to Wardrip. Back to Hilligoss, who drives and kicks to number 23, Day, in the corner to Wardrip, whose three-pointer is up and in. So Wardrip remains the top scorer for Arthur Lovington with 16 points. Knights lead 52-22, 30-point lead over the Lions in the third quarter. Ball is stolen by Wardrip on the pass from D'Artola to Martin. He brings it the other way, converts the layup. 54-22 now Arthur Lovington, 18 points from Wardrip. Ball on the side to Wang. Top of the key to D'Artola. Side to Martin. Martin dribbles it to the top there, guarded by Wardrip. In the corner to from the wing. Sorry, on the wing to D'Artola, whose three-pointer is up and good. That will be D'Artola's first bucket of the game. He has 3 points and 2 fouls. And we'll see the score line be adjusted to 54-22 Arthur Lovington. Pass stolen by Joe Martin. Ball is batted at by Arthur Lovington, and it goes off of Martin and out of bounds back to the Knights. So nice steal by Martin, but as the ball batted out there, and possession will go back to Arthur Lovington. Long inbound to the top of the key to number 1 Edmonds, guarded by Joe Martin. Martin on the corner there to Wardrip. Down low to Caden Fagan, whose layup is up and good. Ball ahead to Derwin Wilson. Derwin Wilson goes up and sees his shot batted against the backboard by Caden Fagan. As we said, we're seeing a Division I athlete tonight. He can get up in the air and get up and down the court, and he bats Wilson's shot off of the backboard.
And for the Lions, number 32, Charles Prather.
Charles Prather checks into the game for number 50, Gus Blood, as the Lions bring the ball back. 56-25, Arthur Lovington. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Martin to the free throw line, has his shot altered by Fagan. Misses everything, and Arthur Lovington brings it back down the court. Ball at the top of the key to Reggie Edmonds, who's guarded by Joe Martin. In the corner to Hilligos. To Wardrip, who goes off the dribble and is fouled on his drive. That foul will be on Derwin Wilson. That's his second foul of the game and the Lions' first foul of the half. Inbounds pass comes to Edmonds, who travels with the ball. So La Salette basketball, trailing 56-25, just under 5 minutes to go in the third period of play. D'Artola brings it up into the front court and gets it to Wilson at the free throw line extended. Now to Joe Martin, over to Darryl Wang. Wang tosses the ball out of bounds, miscommunication on the play. So possession will go back to Arthur Lovington, with Reggie Edmonds bringing it across half court, guarded by Joe Martin. Inside to number 21, Trey Wardrip, and his layup is good. So 58-25, Arthur Lovington. Third quarter of play here. Opening game of the tournament for your La Salette Lions. Having a tough test this opening game. Joe Martin dribbles at the top of the key, guarded by Wardrip. Over to Joe D'Artola, guarded by Hilligos. To Darryl, to Joe Martin in the corner, who brings it back out and gets it to D'Artola. His three-pointer is up and no good, but before he could get the shot off there, it looks like there's a foul on Arthur Lovington. There is. That foul will be on number 4. Oh, sorry. Foul on number 3, Wyatt Hilligos. So Joe Martin will inbound underneath the basket as Matthew Romero checks in for Darryl Wang. Joe D'Artola. His shot is up and good, and he is fouled on the play. That foul is on Reggie Edmonds, number 1 on Arthur Lovington. Third foul on Arthur Lovington at the half. Second foul of Edmonds for Edmonds on the ball game. D'Artola at the line. Free throw is up and good. That will bring D'Artola's point total to 6 as his Lions trail Arthur Lovington 58-28, just under 4 minutes to go in the second and the third quarter. Edmonds controls it in the front court and pitches it to number 3. Wyatt Hilligoss, his shot is no good. D'Artola gets the rebound and brings it into the front court to Derwin Wilson. Back to D'Artola. D'Artola drives against 3 Arthur Lovington players and finishes 58-30 now. D'Artola with 8 points in the game. Salette trailing by 28 to Arthur Lovington. Number 23, Quentin Day drives the lane. His shot is up and no good. Lions control the rebound. D'Artola handling the ball at the top of the key, guarded by Edmonds. Looking for a line to pass it to. Gets it to Joe Martin on the corner. We needed that. His three-pointer is up and no good. Jace Parsons controls the board and brings it into the front court. Drives and kicks it into the corner to number 23. Quentin Day, whose shot is no good, but Caden Fagan, number 24, is there to collect the rebound and put the shot up and in. So 30-point lead now, 60-30, La Salette Academy. Matthew Romero drives the lane and hands it off to Charles Prather, who shot is up and good. That is Prather's first bucket of the game. And now the lead is back down to 28, 60-32, Arthur Lovington. Ball is out of bounds off of Arthur. Lions will inbound. Gus Blood checking into the game as Prather takes a seat on the bench. Another mask timeout. So as we said, players are asked to wear masks during this COVID year. So both teams will take to their respective benches as there's one official mask timeout per quarter. Lions were hoping for a reversal of fortunes in this second half of play. So they went into the break down to Arthur Lovington. We have seen some positive signs from the Lions, but Arthur Lovington is still very much in the driver's seat, up 60-32 over La Salette with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the third quarter as we enjoy an official timeout. In terms of people on the floor, the Arthur Lovington Knights are still led by number 21, Wardrip, who now has 20 points. La Salette saw a few nice plays by number 24, Joe D'Artola, in that quarter, as he has 8, as does number 13, Matt Romero. La Salette breaks the huddle and comes back onto the court now. It's number 13, Matt Romero, number 11, Joe Martin, number 24, Joseph D'Artola, number 22, Derwin Wilson, and number 50, Gus Blood. Arthur Lovington will answer with number 1, Reggie Edmonds, number 4, Jace Parsons, number 21, the leading scorer, Trey Wardrip, number 23, Quentin Day, and number 24, Caden Fagan. If you missed it, as was commented on coming out of the half, La Salette is seeing a Division I athlete today. Number 24, Fagan, has 5 offers from Division I schools for football, including Iowa University and Notre Dame University, so he's a star on the gridiron for the Knights. Matt Romero's three-pointer is up and no good. An air ball. D'Artola controlled the rebound, but unable to establish command of the ball, being pressured off of it. Bounces off of him out of bounds, and Arthur Lovington brings it the other way. In the corner to number 4, Parsons. His shot is no good, but Quentin Day is there for the follow. That brings his point total up to 12 for the game, and the point total for Arthur Lovington up to 62 points. So 62-32, Arthur Lovington Academy leading La Salette with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Miscommunication on the play. Martin trying to swing the ball into the corner there, and it sails out of bounds, so it will be Arthur Lovington ball.
34, Austin Abercrombie.
Number 34 into the ball game, Austin Abercrombie for Arthur Lovington. Ball is knocked out of bounds by D'Artola away from Quentin Day, so the Knights will retain possession. The ball is into Abercrombie. Back up to Day. Day driving the basket in the corner to Abercrombie, whose shot is up and no good. Rebound is controlled by Matthew Romero, who has the ball knocked away from him by Reggie Edmonds, but it goes out of bounds, and possession will therefore remain with Arthur Lovington Knights. Under a minute to play here in our third quarter of play. La Salette trailing Arthur Lovington 62-32 as number 10, Cade Hirschberger, checks into the game for number 23, Quentin Day. D'Artola to inbound. Inbounds it to Wilson. Top of the key to Joe Martin. Pass sails from Martin to Matt Romero, off of Romero's hands and out of bounds. Possession back to Arthur Lovington, who now sees number 21, Trey Wardrip, get it to number 4, Jace Parsons. His shot is up and no good. Rebound by junior Gus Blood over to Joe D'Artola, who brings it into the front court. We see number 3, junior Blaze Larona, getting ready to check into the game. With the disparity in the scoreline, Coach Spezia has been getting some minutes to some of the varsity guys who don't have a whole lot of them, as the Lions try to find their offensive flow in this opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic against Arthur Lovington. Some promising patches for the Lions throughout the course of the game, but overall inconsistent performance. La Salette unable to get consistent rhythm on offense. Inbounds it to D'Artola, who drives the lane and kicks it to Joe Martin, who drives and puts it up. No good. Ball bounces out of bounds, and that will bring the third quarter to a close. 62-32, Arthur Lovington with the lead over La Salette Academy. 1 period left to play here, and La Salette's opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic. I'll turn it over to my running mate, Joe Mackin, to give you the statistics from this third quarter of play, both for the Lions and for the Arthur Lovington Knights. What do we got, Joe?
So we're seeing a lot of what we've seen already so far in the first half of this game. Lions not doing too well offensively, which obviously has resulted in the 30-point deficit that we see here in the game right now. Good news that we've seen so far here in the second is 5 points scored by Joseph D'Artola, which is an increase in his first quarter scoring. We've seen a lot more aggression from him here in the second half, as well as a lot more, not being as timid with the basketball, shooting it, getting it into the rim. Still here for Arthur Lovington, number 21 here with 16 points, still leads the team.
And that is senior guard Trey Wardrip with the 21 points. Coming into the fourth quarter of play, both coaches are starting to incorporate more of their benches, as we see D'Artola, Joe Martin, Matthew Romero, Gus Blood, Blaze Larona, and Joe D'Artola take the floor for the Lions. For the Arthur Lovington Knights, it's Reggie Edmonds, Jace Parsons, Cade Hirschberger, Wyatt Hilligoss, and Austin Abercrombie. D'Artola with the bucket there gets him into double figures with 10 points. Arthur Lovington, number 10, Cade Hirschberger, drives the rim on the other side of the court and is fouled. That foul will be on number 3, Blaze Larona, a junior, which will send Cade Hirschberger to the line for 2 free throws. First one bounces off the front of the rim and in.
For the Knights, number 32, Charles Prather.
Hirschberger waits for the ball from the ref for the second. That one is no good, but the ball is run down by Wyatt Hilligoss, so Arthur Lovington will retain possession. Hilligoss drives the baseline and shoots over Romero. His shot is no good. D'Artola controls the basketball and brings it into the front court. Gets it to Joe Martin. Martin dribbles to Joe D'Artola. Back out to Joe Martin. Matthew Romero down on the block to Gus Blood, who gets it. Martin D'Artola at the top of the key. Lions are trying to move it around quickly, trying to make sure the ball doesn't stick, and trying to get a good shot off against the Arthur Lovington man-to-man defense. 6 minutes to go in our basketball game. Lions trailing Arthur Lovington 63-34. Shot is up and no good by D'Artola. Rebound is up and no good. Arthur Lovington controlling the ball. Edmonds will walk it across half court. Picked up by Joe Martin. Ball is passed to the wing, but Charles Prather is there to disrupt the passing lane and knock it out of bounds. Drive to the basket by number 10, Kid Hirschberger. D'Artola steps into his line of fire there and draws the charge. That will be the first foul on Hirschberger, and will turn possession back over to La Salette. We have 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Lions trailing Arthur Lovington by 29 points, 63-34. First game of the Toyota of Danville Classic. Matthew Romero drives the lane. Ball is batted away, but Gus Blood retains possession. Joe Martin pump fakes and gets Wyatt Hilligoss up in the air and draws the foul on him. That will be the second foul on Hilligoss for the game and the team's fifth foul of the half. Ball inbounded to Gus Blood. Up at the top of the key to Romero. Romero clears space. Backs up his dribble, picks up his dribble, and gets it to Joe Martin on the wing, to D'Artola in the corner. Back to Romero, who sets and fires from three, no good. Joe Martin contests Hilligoss for the rebound in the corner there. And he collects it, but his feet land out of bounds when he does so. 63-34, Arthur Lovington. They have the lead in the ball. Inbound pass stolen by D'Artola, who is fouled on the play by number 10, Hirschberger. That will be Hirschberger's second foul of the game, which will see Lions retain possession of the basketball. La Salette ball now. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. 63-34, Arthur Lovington. Joe Martin inbounding the ball to D'Artola. Martin drives. Hands it off to D'Artola, who shoots the three, which bounces off the back of the rim and then back up and over everything. Number 33, Daniel Bergman, checks into the game for Blaze Lerona. This is Bergman's first action, I believe, for the La Salette Lions of the year. He's a junior. Gets it into the front court to number 4, Parsons. Parsons to Hilligoss. Sorry, to Abercrombie, who tries to put it in but unable to finish. La Salette controlling our rebound, getting it up to Joe Martin, who puts up a hesitation three there. This is everything. 2.5 minutes to go, 63-34, Arthur Lovington. Had a bit of a drought here since the last basket. Oh, sorry, that ball is out of bounds off of Arthur Lovington, so it will be La Salette basketball. Ball is tipped away by Arthur Lovington, but lands, unfortunately, into the lap of Joe Martin, the inbounder, who is standing out of bounds. So Arthur Lovington will have the ball, and now they clear their bench with 2 minutes to go. Number 33, Jace Green, checking into the game. Number 2, Carter Edmonds. Number 5, Landon Holdrop. Number 22, Clay Seal. Steal on the play by D'Artola. Ball is knocked away by Jace Green. La Salette will retain the ball as the last couple minutes of the game tick away. Ball is out to D'Artola for three. No good. Rebound is chased down by Daniel Bergman, who tosses it to D'Artola. D'Artola tries to save it out of bounds, but unable to do so. It will be Arthur Lovington basketball. Carter Edmonds brings the ball into the front court and dribbles it, knocked away by D'Artola out of bounds. So the Knights will retain possession. Final minute of the game, Daryl Wang checks in to the game for La Salette, and Joe Martin takes a seat on the bench. Ball inbounded to Carter Edmonds, who dribbles it into the front court and gets it to number 25, Drew Cotton. Knights trying to work it around, but pressure from the Lions results in them throwing it out of bounds. So La Salette will control it for the last 30 seconds of play here. Opening game with the St. Joe Ogden Classic. Your La Salette Lions losing 63-34 to Arthur Lovington. Ball to Daryl Wang on the corner, guarded by Edmonds. Dribbles it around. Gets it to Charles Prather. Up to Joe D'Artola. D'Artola negotiates his dribble. Tries to split the defense. Foul is called on the play. I don't think D'Artola will have the opportunity to shoot free throws as the last seconds tick away. And there we have it. The end of the ball game sees your La Salette Lions fall to Arthur Lovington, 63-34. It's the opening game of play for La Salette in the Toyota of Danville Classic. The earlier contest saw Danville Schlarman fall to Oakwood 41-50. La Salette now losing to Arthur Lovington 34-63. Excuse me, I think I got that backwards the first time I said it. 34-63. The late game tonight will feature Cissna Park against St. Joe Ogden. We thank you for tuning in, for following the broadcast, and we look forward to bringing you more action from the Toyota of Danville Classic. Please join us on Thursday as your La Salette Lions will have the early game. That's against Georgetown Ridge Farm, so our rivals from just up the road. Tip-off for that game will be at 5 p.m. La Salette will follow that up with the game on Friday against Watseka at 6:30. Tonight, La Salette falls to Arthur Lovington 34-63 in their opening game of the Toyota of Danville Classic hosted at St. Joe Ogden High School. We thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again on Thursday at 5 p.m. when the La Salette Lions take on Georgetown Ridge Farm. This is Father Daniel Chavarria signing off and wishing you a very pleasant evening.